Hey guys, it's Brady, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm happy to say that this is my first episode of my hardcore series on my channel. And it's also the first time I haven't waited to upload for a couple of months. Make sure to watch to the end, because at the very end I discover a bug, which probably ruins about an hour and a half of work that I did on this world. So, if you like my videos, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'm already at 400, on my way to 500, and let's get into the video. So this video is going to be another one of those commentary videos where I kind of go over, have some time lapses, and just kind of talk about what I was doing in the world. Please comment down below on how you think about these. Some people like them, some people don't. But when I started my world, I did the usual. Grabbed some wood, grabbed some stone, killed some animals along the way, and went looking for some iron. While I was looking for iron, I ran into the first mobs I had ever seen on this hardcore world. So it was a creeper and 2 zombies. Wasn't that bad. The one creeper exploded one zombie, and then I axe crated the other. But in this cave was actually where I found the first iron of the world. So as always, my first goal in these worlds is to get full iron armor, tools, and a shield. And I started this off by getting a shield because I feel like that's probably the most important thing, because you can block almost all damage. So when my iron was smelting, I went above ground to scout out my area, but it was getting dark, so I went back down to my little hole with my furnaces and blocked it off so no mobs could get inside. With the iron that I had already mined, I had enough for full iron tools minus the iron hoe and about half iron armor. I went mining for more iron, and this time I had enough to get full iron armor and full tools. After getting all of my iron gear, I decided to go up to the surface and start looking for a place to build a house. While I was exploring, I killed a bunch of animals and I got a bed. So now I could actually survive the night. I only had to search for a couple of minutes before I found it. A large plains biome, which would be the perfect place to build my house. Once I got to the middle of the biome, I saw that there was also a ravine there, so I could explore that for more resources. I was happy that I had found this biome, and I logged off for the first time. So once I got back on, I decided I wanted to start organizing. I am really bad at keeping my inventory organized, and I thought the best start would be to put down some chests, and usually wherever I place my chests, I just build my house around that. However, there was a ravine right next to my little home camp, so I decided to go exploring. I found a bunch of iron and materials, but also, there was a mine shaft. There were a bunch of mobs in there, but it was all good. I had iron stuff. Once I had mined for a while and gathered a bunch of materials, I decided it was time to head up to the surface and make a bed, because it was nighttime, and I wanted to make sure I could set my spawn point. Wait, no, it's hardcore, I'm stupid. After I mined for a while, I decided it was time to head back up to the surface and make a bed so I could at least sleep through the night, because that is probably what will end up killing me. The very next morning, I was ready and I was going to go gather some materials and start building my house. After I started working on my house, I realized I was going to need a lot more materials than I already had to make my house. I also need a bunch of cobblestone and sand to make glass and stone brick, and I was going to need a lot of coal to smelt those. So I went mining again, and I got back to work. While I was mining for resources, I ended up stumbling upon something that made me very excited, and that was diamonds. There were only 2 of them, but that's enough to make an enchanting table if I can somehow find a way to get obsidian. Or I could just wait till I get one more and then make a diamond pickaxe. Once my inventory got pretty full, I headed back up to the surface on my very high quality staircase and started working on the house again. It was night though, so I needed to fill in the walls so at least normal sized monsters couldn't get in, and then eventually baby ones, because I do not want to have to fight a creeper inside my house. I kind of just ran around my house and waited for things to smelt until I had enough materials to finish the walls. I added a few chests for more organization, but I'll get to that later. Once I had the final blocks placed for the wall, I logged off again, feeling more confident about this world. When I got back on, I wanted to finish the house. I always leave roofs and floors to last because I'm not good at either of them, but I'm better at floors than roofs, so I did the floor first. I wanted to keep the same theme in the floor as the house, so I went with some spruce wood and some spruce planks and some chiseled stone bricks. While my stone was smelting again, which is happening a lot in this series, probably happening a lot more, I went mining. You guys remember how there was that mine shaft from earlier? Well, yeah, I went and explored it. In there, I found a lot of mobs, but most importantly, I found a cave spider spawner. So, in the future, I can make an XP farm out of that and get started enchanting pretty early on. Once I came back up to the surface from the mine shaft, I collected my stone, which of course you know, was smelting. I put more stone in there because I was going to start work on the roof, and I went around my house and made it look a little nicer and started working on a farm. I was going to put some wheat down for some bread as some easy food, and some sweet berries around my house for decoration, and if I'm ever really starving, I can just grab some of those. Also, by this point, I had finished my floor. Once I finished placing all the seeds I had, I also placed in a few other random seeds like pumpkin and melon just to get some extra food. After that, I started planning out how my roof was going to look. Since the floor was mostly wood, I was going to make the roof out of mostly stone brick. And of course, I've got stone. While I was out gathering more materials for my house, I ran into some pillagers, but they weren't a problem. I killed them pretty easily. I also decided to expand my storage because I was building up many more completely random items that I needed to store somewhere. When I came back from gathering resources again, something happened that I am still salty about. I went into my house to sleep. Somehow, I left the door open. Baby zombie got in and stood on the pressure plate to let more mobs in. Skeleton came in, zombie came in, and then I kind of panicked. I tried getting up here to hide from them, got knocked off. Then I ran into the corner, hoping to block myself off, but I was on 2 hearts, I was surrounded, so I save and quitted. And I was like, okay, this is fine. When I log back on, I'm going to have to do some pro moves to get out of there. But I log back on. Once it loads, I spawn. And there is literally nothing. No blocks were there. All blocks that I had ever placed in that world just disappeared. My farm, my house, my mine. I have no clue what happened, and I'll probably end up posting somewhere to ask about this. But I still had all my stuff. I still had the right amount of health, same amount of hunger. So I just logged off. I was mad, didn't know what to do. I still don't know what happened. But I decided to get out of there, and that in the next episode I'm going to find somewhere else to make a home, and I'm going to consider this as a second chance, because I very well could have died there if that didn't happen. So I'm going to take this as like a blessing and get a new start in the next episode while still in the same world. So, that was a very interesting start to the series. I did not expect that to happen, and I'm pretty mad about it, because that was quite a lot of work that went into that area down there. But I'm also excited to find somewhere else to start my second episode. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you watched this long, thank you so much. Watch time always helps my channel. And if you like this video, like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in episode 2.